Good morning all. Myself Jiffin. I am part of IBM storage team. Currently work on RADOS project. So it's the S3 solution in IBM storage or like for Ceph. And so this is a presentation done by me and Yuval. So Yuval is not here. So for the time being, I am the only person to take it down. Okay. So today I'm talking about like how vectordb can be used to consume the data in an S3 bucket. So for specifically like for RADOS bucket, I would say. And let's begin with the basics. What is vectordb? So vectordb is kind of a database in which you can store the data and index it based on a like vector representation. It's a numerical representation like a 3D or 2D array. And what's the use for it? Like it helps in the similarity search, and so that it can be used for like recommending systems or like even for AI applications and all. There are a few examples out there. So I am just today in my presentation I will talk about Milvus. So this can be applicable to all the vectordbs. Other one is PG vector, which is based on Postgres, and LanceDB as well. Now the whole question is why. So as I mentioned, what I want to cover, like how can you consume the data in S3 bucket for the vectordb. The normal solution would be like you can have a data pipeline tool in which you can get the data from the bucket and create a vector and store it in vectordb. That's one mechanism. Or in case of Milvus, like Milvus, we can store the data in JSON format. So we can convert the data into JSON format and directly store it in the vectordb via Milvus. That's another solution. But basically, those have some limitation. One is like the data will be, if you go with the Milvus here, the data will be already in your bucket, and there's no point in uploading the data again to the Milvus. You should, and all the data need not be part of the vector. You can need some filtering as well. Like if you the objects can be different. Like some objects may not be used for the indexing or searching based things. And there's a large amount of data. Like if you store the data in S3 bucket, and if you want to store it again in the Milvus, like that's also a bit like it's space consuming. And the other one is if you go, like if you read the data from the bucket, it's also time consuming as well. So we want a solution to optimize both those things. And data can be changed and all those things. Other thing is like you can also use the object for like S3 principles, so that some of the things can be handled from the S3 perspective than consuming it or using the Milvus APIs. Okay. Now, what other part is like what the solution is not for. Basically, if you have small scale data, or like if you do it for one time upload or something like that, then like there's no point in doing that. Like it is not like we don't need a complex solution for that. Like it's one time purpose. You can read the data using some pipeline tools like maybe Spark or like maybe AWS S3 Glue or something like that, and upload the data to Milvus, because it's all one time thing. Then basically the data should be unstructured so that it can be stored as a vector and all those things. Like even if for structured data, it won't work. That's a limitation from the vectordb perspective, not from RADOS or XS perspective. But mostly objects are used for unstructured data. Okay. Now, so what we have done, like basically, we have an RADOS. So RADOS is an S3 store provided by Ceph. You can put your data or objects in the S3 bucket. And we have a Knative solution, so which is kind of a channel. And when you upload a data to the S3 bucket, we will send the notification to that channel. And this notification will be consumed by the application which we developed, and it will create entry in the Milvus. So basically, first, if there is no collection is kind of a table in the vectordb or Milvus. So it will create the collection, and it will upload the data. When upload is happening, it will create a vector, and it will store it on the Milvus database. Okay. Now this is again like more explained way or like how the approach is. So first I will upload a object to the RADOS bucket or S3 bucket. It will send a notification. The notification will be served by the Knative solution. Then again in the application which we have developed, the application will fetch the object and create a vector and update the Milvus collection, basically. And we need an embedding model, so basically we are using an embedding, inbuilt embedding, not like what you say, ChatGPT, OpenAPI kind of stuff, because we don't need a traffic over there. We just want a solution which is inbuilt. And Milvus also provides a lot of like embedding functions. So depends on the object. Like it can be for test, there's embedding functions, for also for like image, there's another set of embedding functions. So most of the things which I do is from the PyTorch library. I don't know if people are aware of PyTorch. So it has like a lot of like embedding ways. And yeah, after creating a vector, I'll store it. And other part is I have a search application. So search application in which I can search, say, like for today's time I'm planning to cover image kind of scenario. So I can search an image and it will give me best result from the Milvus database. Okay, and yeah. So for the demo, these are the moving parts. So as I mentioned, the vectordb I'm using is Milvus. It can be anything, like it's just an application uses Milvus API. If I'm using Postgres, then it will be Postgres API like that. Then I need a Knative solution, basically for the channel and all. So ideally, it should be Kafka channel, but for the time being, I'm using in-memory channel. So it's kind of POC at the moment. Then there's Rook operator. If people are not aware of Rook operator is kind of an like deploying Ceph in Kubernetes solution. Like it's the operator which deploys Ceph for you. And there's a section on based on Rook operator tomorrow. If you guys are interested, you can get over there. And they have bucket notification. Like bucket notification is like a feature in RWD in which you can send notification based on certain events. Like for example, if you upload a data, you can send a notification. If you delete the data, you can send a notification. It's kind of that. The application which is developed by like us, and it's still on POC stage. Okay. Now, I can go deep into Milvus and, not deep, but brief explanation of Milvus and Rook if you guys are interested, or I can move on with the demo. Okay. So Milvus basically, I said, like it's an open source vector database, and yeah, it can, as per design, it can handle huge amount of data, and it's also like a lot of APIs are there. So and it has like it's a solution for storing data. Like it can use a bucket and it can store the data as well, and it can do the search, indexing, everything, whatever the vectordb or auto and vector. And yeah, since it's a vectordb, it's better than the traditional relational database, and it enables faster retrieval and processing. Okay. Now Rook operator, as I mentioned, like Rook operator basically initially it was a CNF project to provide different storage solutions, and currently it only provides Ceph storage solution. All other vendors or other projects just moved back out. And basically, I don't know if people are aware of Ceph. Like if you want to set up Ceph, it's huge task setting up Ceph. So yeah, Rook operator will just do it with couple of lamels. So in our case, I need to deploy RW in a Kubernetes cluster, so I am using Rook operator. And so after deploying the RW, I also need to, let's say, create a bucket, so that there are two ways for it. Like RW access can be given again by Kubernetes. There is no object bucket claim, so basically to create a bucket. Otherwise, like you can create a user, and using the user, you can create a bucket as well. So those are two options which are available in like Rook operator. And it also have like CRDs for notification. So I can define a notification. So in the notification, I can mention which endpoint I need to send the notification to and all those things. So these are things are already available in Rook operator. So yeah. Now, I'll just briefly explain about the application. So currently, I have written the application in Python, basically because most of the APIs in Milvus are available in Python than Go. And as I mentioned, I'm using PyTorch as well. So the embedding function is also in Python. And these are things which I already explained in the figure diagram. It will fetch the object from the RW based on notification, create a vector, and create Milvus collection if it is needed. And yeah, so basically after vector creation, how the data is stored in the Milvus collection, like it's kind of vector, then there will be index for that vector, then object URL. So if you search on that, you will get the URL to access the object basically. Then in future we may need to increase the rows, like we can have more metadata and all those things. So for example, if you have a huge object, you don't need to have the all object. You just need the range in which you have the search and all. So those things can be added or extended in future. Okay. So I will go to a demo. Then any questions so far? And before going to demo, I just want to know, do you have people from data science background and all? I just need to get feedback from all people, like that's it. Like it's POC, we don't, like, I am a person who do the storage part. I don't know about much on the AI or like vector search part, so that's why I'm and if people admins who have like huge amount of data and uses S3 for their solution, just let me know after the talk, we can discuss, or if you any feedback from you guys will be helpful for us. Sure. So basically, currently I have two embedding functions, one for test and one for in the application, one for the imaging. For sentence transform, it's available in PyTorch. That's the embedding function which we are using. And for the image, it's based on ResNet Microsoft. I forgot the name. Yeah, something like the ResNet Microsoft or something. Those are the embedding.
I've actually used using OpenAI embeddings.
Okay.
Using cosine function in order to create the embeddings.
Yeah, I understand. So the one idea is like we don't need another API. So OpenAI, like you need to talk with the external server. So we want to avoid that. That's why we are using inbuilt. And one drawback is the container image will be huge. Like now it's like 9 GB or something like that. So like that's also like possible to change us in future. Okay.
I also have a question. Why use Ceph? Is it because of the on-prem constraint, something like that, or like why not rewrite many kind of storage class, like maybe EFS or something like that?
First of all, like we are working on the on-prem thing, not a cloud solution. That's one thing, and it's like less costly than the cloud thing. You can do it on like in a S3 bucket. That's basically. So, sure. Currently, I'm using Ceph only. I am using Ceph as a backend for the Milvus as well. No, it's not me. You can configure that. And another thing, since you asked this question, my Ceph object store already have the vector. So S3 does not have a search option kind of thing. If something or some library develops, then we can directly search on the object store itself. You don't want to go to Milvus. That's the one advantage if I am storing the data in the object store. So like, but search capability, like it's kind of Parquet data, and you can do S3 cell to view the things, but search is not the. Maybe we can develop some APIs or something like that. It's tools to do that as well. So that we don't want to go via Milvus. Oh, like vectordb. Okay. Sure. So let me. So it's a Minikube cluster, and I'll just. If this didn't work, I will have like a coder demo. So basically, this is my Milvus cluster, okay, and Rook Ceph. I hope it's visible, right? Okay, so this is Rook Ceph, and this is my like Rook deployment. Another thing is for the testing purpose, or for basically to access the data, I am having create an external service, which is a node port thing to access the object server from IBM. That's it. So this is my external point, so I can access this port to access the data, basically. And I have also like deployed Knative, as I mentioned. Ports, if you check. So this is IMC, means in-memory channel. So basically, I have a controller for that. That's it. Now this is my repo, and I have a couple of resources. I'll just go through the YAMLs quickly. So basically, this is a memory channel. So currently, all the resources are there's a test and in-memory channel, and I have a subscription which will. So the subscription will connect the channel with the application service, basically. Okay, that's it. So I will create the Kubernetes resources first. Sorry. Channels. Now, yeah, I have created 2 channels. If you check the subscription, it's not active at the moment because I have not created the application. Now I have Rook resources, which is basically the object bucket claim. Sorry. And sorry. Sorry if I'm going too fast. I just want to finish the demo. That's it. So basically, this is object bucket claim. It will create a bucket for you, and yeah, you need to define the storage loss. These are like Rook side details. Any questions? I can estimate later, or like you can ask it. So this is a topic which will mention the like give the details about the endpoint. Like so, this is my channel in which I need to send a notification, and so this is basically the notification part. Like I have the define, and I best send the notification on currently on the put only, so it's only developed for the put at the moment. Okay, so basically resources. Okay, so for the time being, I am planning to do the test. Sorry, the image thing, not the test. If I have time permits, I can do the test as well for the demo. Okay. Now I will deploy the application. Sorry. So basically, there are certain configuration which I need to pass here. So this is the Milvus endpoint, and what type of object. And the vector dimension is for the embedding function. So basically, I am using ResNet, so it creates a vector based on 512 size. That's it. Okay. So sample. Okay. So I have a sample data. Okay, if you check my codes, okay, now it's on. And if I check subscription now, you can see like the image subscription is true. It's under D. Okay. Now I will upload the data and will do the search at the end. And if you check the logs, so I am logging the vectors, like as I mentioned, it's a POC. So basically, for the debugging purpose, I'm just logging the things at the moment. We need to improve this. So the idea is to create an operator instead of an application, and which have CRDs and which have more sensible information than this. Okay, now it gets started. So for the data, I'm just showing. Okay, just give me a second. Sorry. Since it's image, I want to show. Otherwise, I would have. So this is basically I have the data. So I have an baby pictures of different animals. I can see that. Okay. Then if you go here, for the testing purposes, I have 2 images. So one is a tiger and one is an elephant picture. So this is the data which I'm going to process. Now, yeah. So I just need to export certain things to access the S3 bucket. And another thing is I have port forwarding the Milvus so that I can do a search from my program or from my search application. Okay. AWS S3 LS. Sorry, I need to get the bucket name as well. Bucket name. So as you can see, no data at the moment. I am uploading the data. Okay, and one more thing, currently it's kind of a synchronous procedure. Uh, it means like notification will also send during the upload. So it can be also async. And actually I have not tested the async part. But yeah, it should ideally work. It's a feature from the notification part. So I have uploaded data, and if you check the logs now, so you can see like I have created the collection. I'm just copying it for the time being, and you can see uploading the data. It is receiving the data, and yeah, basically it is creating the vector, and yeah, you can see like it's also inserting the data. Okay, basically. Okay, so now the data is already there. Now I am going to do the search part. For the search also, I have a similar program. Again, this also can be included in the same application or same operator, but at the moment, these are two different applications. And yeah, so this is the embedding function which I'm using for the image part. So yeah, so it just need output like basically the collection name and the image which I need to search. So if I go, paste. Okay, I'm doing a search on elephant image on the Milvus collection. Okay, so you can see the first entry is the baby elephant. The URL is the baby elephant thing, and second is koala. Like it's based on the searching mechanism, I would say. And if you do the tiger thing, tiger.jpg, yeah. The first end is a tiger, and second is koala. Yeah, that's the demo. I can like this is the same for the test as well. I have a test data, and I'll do search on a test. I can do the demo for the test if needed, or I just need to mention the future, or like what's our design part for the CRD. And if I have time, I will do the demo for the test. So basically, yeah. Currently, the plan is to have a CR, which is based on a bucket. And it can be also like a bucket path as well. Like if you know about like in Nest, you can have prefix, like there's a like format to have like have an object name and all. And we can have, based on the prefix or suffix, we can mention which object it will be, and based on that, we can create the vector data. And for the Milvus collection of vector data, like this will be the part of the CR, what type of vector dimension, which type of indexing mechanism which you want to use, or something like that. And also, there might be another CR for the embedding function, what type of embedding function. Maybe if it is an open API or something like that, then the URL for that, or credentials for that as well. And that's the link for our project. Any questions? Okay, so I will go ahead. So there's no specific reason for that. One, it was well documented, and so for my case, as I mentioned, I was a storage person, and I was just trying out storage backend for different thing, and Milvus already had defined way to do it for the S3. So I started with Milvus, then I started when using this watch, I started again with Milvus. That's it. I think he asked for.
So this one, you kind of demoed a more event-driven approach, where as files come into the storage, how would you tackle it for existing buckets, existing object stores with already terabytes?
Okay. So that you might need the like data pipeline to something like that. Nothing can be like it's more like a green field or like solution.
Sure.
Is Ceph also being used as the storage backend for the vectordb itself, or
Yeah,
for bucket?
for both.
For both.
Vectordb is formulas.
Another question is, what happens if, let's say, I throw maybe thousands of files at once? Is there like some scaling capacity going on?
So this is like a minimal setup, and Mimikyu we never tested it on like a scale. So it should ideally should work, but performance-wise we need to check. So that's where the async part comes in. Like you can set notification async as well. So yeah, which we need to evaluate. I think he asked for sorry. Oh no, no benchmark at the moment. So as I mentioned, like it's a POC and basically 2 persons are working on it, and we are just doing it. Retrieval accuracy, I didn't test with large data. As I mentioned here, it gives the similar search for me. Like you can see that, like it given the first search as the tiger. It also given call as the second output for both cases, and yeah.
And does it work with text to image rather than image to? Right now the testing was for image.
Yeah, so I have another application, basically same image, which can also have like test objects as well. Like you can do it on test as well. Normal test. So you're talking about a test which is an image or something like that.
No, what I meant is like kind of similar to what Google does. Can we have like a textual input?
Oh yeah.
Based on that, find the similarity and get the image.
So basically, you have image database or like you have test database.
Image database.
I can search elephant and it will give the elephant picture, something like that. Not supported. Like based on the embedding function, I would say. But yeah, if the embedding functions have options, then yeah, make it do that. Okay.
I know it's a POC, but if you try to productize this, like the model is basically snapshot at one time. So given the code, like how frequent we need to change and we need to update the embeddings as well every time if you productize this.
You mean all the embedding function, or like basically?
Embedding, like you have the model in your
Yeah.
snapshot of model.
Yeah.
Now you have created the embeddings based on that.
Yeah.
Now the model evolves and you have the next version of
Okay.
the embedding need to be reprocessed.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that means good. Thank you. Sorry. I guess it provides some cache capacity, but it is not enabled in my setup, and I have not tried it out. Milvus is kind of a bit complex solution. So if you check, currently I have Milvus operator, or not operator, basically Milvus board, which has all the data. If you set up a cluster-wide Milvus, it has different ports, like one for data, one for indexing, and all those things. So in my cluster, it's not there. So most. No, I am not saying Milvus is not better. I am saying like I started with Milvus. So idea is to do it Lance and maybe PG as well, Postgres as well. And so this solution can be applied to any vector database, and similarly it can be applicable to any S3 solution. So that's the idea. And not everything is fixed. Like you can test it on like Minio as well, like if you want to use the S3 backend as Minio. So all they have like same set of parameters, I would say. So Milvus has collection or like whatever. So in Lance also there's a collection or table kind of stuff, right? They are showing vectors. So nothing is better than nothing, but yeah, we are just providing a solution which can be consumed on like everything kind of thing. Not really, because it's not that much developed. It's based on CRD, like how we are going to that CRD and how the operator will come through. So basically, so idea is to support various things, but yeah. Okay, I think. Sure. At least the docs, it looks good. That's kind of it. They have like lot of, even they have product version as well from product-based company as well, like based on the open source project. So I'm hoping, but I don't know whether like if you compare. And yeah, okay. Yeah, I don't know. Sorry, I don't know much deep into it as well. Okay, sorry, I don't know. And so I don't know. In the beginning, I have asked question like, this might be useful for the data science purpose, and like if you have huge data, or like if you work on infrastructure which is huge data, and if you have any feedbacks, like just let me know, or like you can give it now, or like you can ping me or see me out here. Okay, thanks folks.